Yes, I go to Japan for the powder. And yes, I come back 10 pounds heavier even with all that activity, because amazing high quality food that's reasonably priced is so easy to find everywhere in Japan. And yes, I am currently still in my snowboarding outfit from earlier today. Why? Because in my crazy artistic brain, I thought, oh, I know what would help me give vivid descriptions of the food we ate and tap into moments of clarity in my memory. That's if I went without eating food until after I made this video. It's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. So what I think is actually going to happen is I might pass out if I don't get into this video. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be doing a top 5 for the places we ate in Niseko. In the hotel video, I told you all the places we stayed. There's no way I could tell you all the places we dined, but they will be linked in a Google Doc in the description. Before we get into the top 5, here's some things you should know. First and foremost, the restaurants in Japan, specifically Niseko, they can be smaller. In fact, one of the restaurants we ate at had a max capacity of 16. So make reservations when you can. Don't be surprised if you have to switch from your outdoor shoe to a slipper provided by the restaurant. It's kind of hit and miss with the restaurant scene, but it's 100% for the hotels and hostels that you stay at. I even bring my own slipper when I stay in Japan. I don't take it with me to and from restaurants. I'm not a crazy person. I simply use it in the hotels and hostels. In addition to a paper menu, you may see a giant glass display with lifelike replicas of the food they serve inside. If you're worried about translation issues, you could always just take a picture of the display and then show it to your server. I want that. All of the places in the lists and listed below all took credit card. Shell and I travel with a Master and a Visa, though you may run into one of these. This is a self-serving kiosk. They almost always require cash. The way it works is you slide cash in the machine, you select the different items from the machine and it spits out a ticket. You take that ticket to the counter, they make your food, and then they call it out when it's ready. If you are at one of these self-serving spots, make sure that you are not responsible for busing your dishes. If you are, then don't be rude, bust your dishes. 2 phrases you should learn before you get to Japan. The first being itadakimasu. That means thank you for this food. I was recently told by our friend Yuka that, is it Yuka or Yukina? We know a lot of Y's. I was recently informed by our friend Yukina that thank you for this food doesn't just mean thank the person for the food, it's being grateful for the entire journey that the food went through to get to your plate. That is being grown on a farm, being harvested, being cooked, being served to you. I think that's beautiful. On the way out of the restaurant, you can yell out, "Gochusou-sama deshita," which means thank you for the yummy food. You should do it. Don't be rude. Is that the theme of this video? I don't get hangry. I really don't. I am not hangry. Just slightly delusional. So let's keep it moving before it gets weird. I know what you're thinking. We're about to get into the top 5 restaurant list. No food video is complete without mentioning convenience stores. I think I owe it to them simply because they sometimes keep Rochelle and I functional. Convenience stores in Japan are nothing like what we have here in the States. There are 4 major players in the convenience world. That is Lawson's, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Seiko Mart. They all offer pretty much the same thing, but if you fall in love with one item at a Lawson's, there's a chance 7-Eleven's not gonna have it. Personal experience. When Shell and I walk into convenience stores, we go straight for the vivid, colorful candy aisle. Because I have a sweet tooth, I found a very sweet woman who also is living a very active sweet life just to keep diabetes at bay. We go to the candy aisle and we start filling up the basket with all the crazy, colorful candies that you can't find anywhere else. The texture of the jelly beans is insane. They have mastered the crunch. So imagine jelly bean here, teeth penetrating, and then as you make that initial crunch into the gel, it is heaven. The sensation is amazing. I do believe foodies call that mouthfeel. They obviously have other things that kept us functional, hydration, caffeination, but mama says you gotta eat real food. They've got real food. I know what you're thinking. Kai, No way. I've seen those hot dogs rolling around. They've been there since the Reagan administration. There's no way I would eat. It's different there. It is different there, okay? They have these amazing little rice balls that are chock full with like salmon or tuna or all kinds of other yummy goody things. They have curry that you can take and heat up in your hostel or your hotel. You can also heat it up there on grounds. But the MVP, the true star of the convenience store, the steam buns, they are insanely good. They have curry, minced meats like pork and chicken. My favorite, almost going very well with this outfit, Pizza Man. The steam bun pizza roll I'm craving it every day I'm not in Japan. It is one of the best foods on the planet. Now that that's out of the way, into the actual top 5. Coming in at number 5, Otsushi Kama and Bar Moon. The downstairs area can get a little rowdy. It is a bar, especially if the Aussies are in town, and the Aussies are always in town. But upstairs, we were able to escape a little bit of the chaos. The menu features all the traditional comfort foods of Japan. You have curry, you have yakitori, you have katsu chicken, katsu pork, sashimi, but we went with ramen. Is it hard to find good ramen in Niseko or Japan? Of course not, but I can't make a top 5 list without having it on there, and this is number 5. The service was good. Our server was buzzed, and in any other context, that sounds horrible. But in Japan, it's really unprofessional to decline gifts, especially if it's from your boss and her boss is buying her drinks. So she was a little buzzed. Her words may be slurred, but her service was still top notch. She was making it up and down those stairs without spilling anything. We also ordered the gyoza. Gyoza was also very good. Number 4 is karabina. It is off the charts as far as atmosphere goes. You walk in, switch from your outside shoe to the slipper, make your way up the stairs, and there, surrounding a wood-burning stove, is the dining area. We were serviced by the owner, this really cute, kawaii Japanese woman who wore a beret the entire time and a smile. The food was amazing. I was jealous of what Shell got. She got a really good soup. Hoshi got this delicious looking fish. I got fried chicken. I have eaten fried chicken from New York to Florida, over to Louisiana, and back up again. Covered its whole area. Some might even call that the fried chicken capital. I've eaten at the original Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that chicken could go toe-to-toe with any of those locations. Guarantee! Coming in at number 3, Niseko Anabeya. It's a traditional Japanese hot pot that utilizes local ingredients in all of their foods. We were a bit shocked by the pricing when we first looked at the menus. We didn't understand that it was family style. So in our panic, we decided let's just split sashimi. The owner tried to explain to us once, look, if you get the family style, it comes with sashimi and hot pot. We didn't understand. He explained it a second time and we said, oh, and we went with the hot pot. We got 2 hot pots, 2 orders of sashimi, and desserts for all of us. It was amazing. The sake pours were heavy, the atmosphere off the charts. It is a must visit if you're in Niseko. But what could possibly beat that? Number 2, don't think I'm crazy. It's pizza, dude. Second chance to use the map. I have been to Chicago. I've had pizza in Chicago. I've been to New York. I've had pizza in New York. I have been to Italy. I've had pizza in Italy. You get where this pattern's going. And this pizza surpasses all of those pizzas. Let's talk about location, location, location. Pizza del Sol is located at the base of Annapurna, which makes it a ski-in, ski-out location. A ski-in, ski-out pizza location. It's amazing. Once you park your snowboard, there's no valet, sorry. Wander inside, you'll see, yet again, common theme. It's a very small space. They do take reservations for lunch and for dinner, and the concoctions of pizzas are phenomenal. We did see a certificate mentioning something about culinary school in Italy, but I don't want to be fact check on that, so you have to wait until I come back. We got the truffle pizza. It comes with an egg on the middle of it. It is one of the most savory elations you could put in your face hole. Wow, my vocabulary is really not good right now. It is delicious. I hope the video, the B-roll I'm putting on top of this is doing it justice. There's a wood burning stove in the middle of the kitchen. There's a beautiful espresso machine, but it doesn't quite match the aesthetics or the atmosphere of the previous two mentioned locations. The food does shine bright though. That's probably why they call it Pizza del Sol. That's good marketing. We've made it to number one. Let's get a little drum roll going. Hopefully that's not loud. Number one, Rakuchi, the restaurant owned by soba master Tatsura Rai. What an amazing place. It was featured on Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I was filming so much because my words will not capture or do this place justice. First of all, there's a difference between eating good food and eating a good experience. That place is an edible experience unlike anything I've ever had before. 10 courses come out through the course of the night and you're sharing it with 16 people, which makes it such an intimate experience. The star of the show, as you could guess, is the soba. So as the courses come out, you know that eventually we're going to get to the artistry of it all. It takes 3 years to learn to mix and roll out soba dough into these beautiful, elegant cuts. They ended up being cooked for 1 minute and then thrown into ice water to stop the cooking process. Watching this artist create was amazing. He fell in love with the beanie I wore in the first video, which is a work from Gaijin. It says Forever Hungry on it. We ended up gifting it to him before we left. Dude, I cannot say enough good things about Rakuchi. It is back on our list. It's on the steeper side of pricing as far as Japan cuisine goes. To be fair, I mean, you could wander into a random restaurant in New York and end up spending close to the same amount. All right, that should be it, but even though we didn't have sushi in Niseko, I would feel like it's sacrilege. You have to have the ramen on the list. You kind of also have to have sushi. This was a place in Furano, and it is hands down the best sushi we've ever had. Tokyo, Okinawa, Osaka, Nara, blah, 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 blah. This is the best sushi we've experienced so far. Furano is, of course, 3 hours out of the way from Niseko, which is why I didn't make it on the list. That sushi spot is Kaiten Sushi. It's a rotating, or as we call it in America, conveyor belt sushi. You just see these plates come floating past your table. If you like it, you grab it, you put it there. If what is circling around isn't something you like, you can order it either through the server or by writing a note and then putting that on the conveyor belt and it'll come to your table. Some even have tablets where you can punch in your order. The plates are all color-coded, and at the end of the night, they'll stack the plates, count them up, and then that's how you get charged. Some of these rotator sushi places will serve you tea. Some of them might even have a hot spigot for water, and then you can fill up and make your own tea there at the table. But I just had to throw that in there, especially because the amberjack, that is my favorite sushi. Amberjack fish. If you haven't had it, when you get to Japan, make sure you can find it. I think I've seen it in Hawaii and other places, but that fish, whew. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm hungry.